No. What's up, everybody? It's me, Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays, and it's time for the Picks and Parlays Power Hour. We've got a lot to unpack today. We got college football, NFL, and I've got three expert handicappers that are going to lay it all on you. I've got Jesse Schul, Cameron Ross, and Sean Higgs all here to give you their free picks for this upcoming football weekend. And before we get started, I got to let everybody know about NoHouseAdvantage.com. All right. This is for all of you fantasy players out there. You like fantasy baseball, fantasy football. This is the spot for you. And we've even got a promo to get you signed on with them. NoHouseAdvantage.com. Use P&P at NoHouseAdvantage.com. And they are going to give you a deposit match of up to $50 on your very first deposit. So you guys definitely want to check that out. Really, really fun time over at NoHouseAdvantage.com if you're into the fantasy stuff. All right, let's roll. Time now for Mr. Jesse Schul to roll on in. We're going to talk Purdue and Michigan. This is the Big Ten championship game. It's going on this Saturday. How you feeling, Jesse?
Feeling great, Allie. Happy to be back here. Love talking about college football.
Yes. And this should be a good game, too. Before we get started on it, let's not forget to use our promo code HOLIDAY. It's going to save 20% off the entire picksandparlays.net site, and that includes the premium plays from one Mr. Jesse Schul. So check that out for sure. All right, so talk to me. Purdue, Michigan, Wolverines are minus 16.5. We all saw what happened to the Buckeyes when they got their hands on them. Total on this one's a 52. How do you see this one playing out, Jesse?
Well, Ellie, I certainly didn't see that coming with Michigan winning that game by 22 points at the Horseshoe in Columbus. And I've heard a lot of talk all week from the pundits. Is it going to be a letdown spot? A lot of people are saying no. A lot of people are pointing to last year. Michigan got the upset, and then they went and trounced Iowa. I think it's a different story. I mean, this time they did it on Ohio State's field. They planted their flag. They won the game by 22 points. How on earth could you not get an inflated ego after a win like that? I mean, Not only that, I'll point to the fact that, yes, they did blow out Iowa last year, but then they went on and they got blown out in the first playoff game. So maybe they want to kick back a little bit, focus on the playoffs. I'm looking at the total here. I think Harbaugh would be wise to rest some of his key players, especially in the second half if they can build an early lead. Dial it back, shut the game down, take a page out of Georgia's playbook. I mean, everybody should be taking a play out of Georgia's playbook right now, the way they're playing, and they're the defending champions. I really don't see any reason to run up the score here. A lot of people will point to Purdue and their passing yards. They have one of the best passing offenses in the Big Ten based on total yards. But if you look at their yards per pass, 6.8 yards per pass, that's only 10th in the Big Ten. The reason they accumulate so many yards is because they lean so heavily on the passing game. They just throw the ball over and over and over again, and they end up racking up yards that way. While they're playing a pretty stingy defense this week, and Aiden O'Connell, tough for him. His brother died this week, and he apparently will play. It's a tough spot for him. I'm not going to read too much into that, but either way, I think this game's going to be over at halftime, and I think I'm looking for the under 52 total points.
All right, so under 52 is the way we're going to play this Big Ten championship game. People at home, don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications. Power Hours on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and you don't want to miss any of our free football picks. Let's move into the NFL. We got the Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't even know how I feel about either one of these teams, to tell you the truth. Before we get started on this, though, let me talk to you about our promo code. It's HOLIDAY. Don't forget to use HOLIDAY when you're over at picksandparlays.net. It's going to save you 20% off the entire site, including Jesse Schul's premium plays. All right, so Saints are at the Bucks. Bucks are minus 3.5. The total on this one is 40.5. Like I said, I just don't know how I feel about either one of these teams. What do you got going on with this, Jesse?
Well, Allie, you say you don't know how to feel about it. I can tell you how I feel about it. You're going to have to give me more than 3.5 points to be betting on Andy Dalton and the Saints against Tom Brady and the Bucs at Tampa Bay. As bad as Tampa Bay has been, they are the first place team in the NFC South, and they are facing the last place team, even though only 2 wins separate the two teams, or maybe even only 1 win, actually. Anyways, Tom Brady finally has a healthy receiving core. Mike Evans, Godwin, Jones, all healthy. Cameron Brate, 4 games, he's back now. So that should make a big difference for Tom Brady. If you look at Brady's stats, I mean, he hasn't had the greatest year, but his touchdown to INT ratio is still solid. At home, it might surprise some people. 9 touchdowns, 1 interception on the year at home. You look at Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. At home, he's got a 9-2 touchdown to interception ratio. On the road, not so nice though, 5-5. As many picks as he has touchdowns. I mean, not one of the Tampa receivers, or if you look at their leading receivers, not one of the top 6 has played in all 11 games. So finally having that receiving core healthy all at the same time should benefit the Bucs. I do know that, I mean, I acknowledge they've got issues on the offensive line, injury issues all over the place. Still, at the end of the day, they got Tom Brady. They got a pretty solid receiving core. Their offense should do just enough to win this game by at least 4 anyways.
All right, so that's how we're going to play it. We're taking the Buccaneers minus the 3.5 points. I'm just staying off of this game is what I'm doing, because every time I go for the Bucs, they lose, and every time I go for the Saints, they lose. So you know what's going to happen? I'm going to lose in this game, no matter which way I play it. So go with Jesse. He's the expert here. Take the Bucs minus the 3.5. And while you're doing that, like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. The Power Hour is on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much, Jesse, for stopping by the Power Hour. I'll see you again next week.
See you.
All right. Okay, so moving on, I've got Cameron Ross up next, I believe. Boom, there he is. Ask and ye shall receive. How's it going, Cam?
It's going. How are you doing today?
I'm rocking and rolling. I'm doing my thing. I'm all up in the World Cup. I haven't been getting the right amount of sleep because I need to wake up at freaking the crack of dawn to watch soccer every day. But this is a whole other kind of football we're going to talk about here, all right? American football.
American with an M.
American. Exactly. So we're talking Mountain West Championship, Fresno State at Boise State. Boise minus 3. The total is 54. But before we get to your pick, don't forget about our promo. If you want Cameron Ross's best bets, his premium plays, head over to picksandparlays.net and use the promo code HOLIDAY. It's going to save you 20% off whatever you buy from Cam. All right, Camalama, Boise minus 3. The total's 54. How are we going to play this one?
Yeah, this is probably going to be a really fun game. I've bet on both of these teams quite a bit this year. Both of them, Boise State's 8-0 in the conference, Fresno 7-1. Fresno State's on a 6 or 7 game win streak. Boise's on a 3 game win streak. On paper, these teams match up very, very similarly. And I'm going to ride with the hot hand here. It's not a real, like a true home game. Everything. Oh, yes, it is. Excuse me. I just completely lied to you guys. But Fresno State's hot, and I've even seen this number at 3.5. I think this is going to be a close game, back and forth. I feel like whoever has the ball last is going to win. So I'm going to take the free points with the hotter team to cover this number in the Mountain West.
I like it. It actually started at a 4.5 and then ticked down to 3.5, and now it's at a 3. So that line is moving in the way of Fresno. I'm with you on this one. Same kind of reason, just motivation. Don't get in front of the train, basically. Just let that train run. Let that train go. So yes, that is the free pick. Fresno State Bulldogs plus 3 points when they take on Boise this Saturday. Everyone, don't forget, like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. We're on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss the free football picks we're giving out. Do you know that's silly? Okay, so we're going to move in to the NFL. This is another NFL matchup that I don't really know how I feel about either of these teams. We're talking the Broncos and the Ravens here. I've heard talk that Lamar might not play. Lamar, third week in a row, he's not feeling great. Broncos are just a disaster, if you ask me. Before we get started into this free pick, though, let's remind everybody, if you're looking for Cameron Ross's best bets, his premium plays, head over to picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code right there. It's holiday, and it'll save you 20% off whatever you buy from Cam. All right, Cam, talk to me about this. Denver, Baltimore, minus 8.5 with the Ravens, and the total's 39.5. That just looks like a ton of points. What do you got?
It's a lot of points. But this Baltimore team, they've played pretty well this year. They're 7-4, but they should be so much better. They're one of 4 teams in NFL history to have a double-digit lead in their first 11 games, and the other 3 were 11-0. Baltimore 7-4. Baltimore keeps blowing leads. They did it again last week. They were up by a touchdown with less than a minute left and lost to Jacksonville a week ago. Russell Wilson, he stole money from Denver, and the whole team knows it. The whole team's fed up. They're over it, and I just don't think Denver has enough. Baltimore really needs this game. They need to get back on track. And to touch on what you said about Lamar actually did participate in practice today. He is participating. He is practicing. So, in my opinion, that would point to signs that he's going to play. But the Ravens are the better team on both sides of the ball. The Broncos can't score the ball. I think the Ravens are going to win this game by at least double digits, so I'm going to take the Ravens to cover.
I'm going to go under on this one was the way I was going to play because, like you said, the Broncos can't score. So under was kind of my play. I just can't lay 8.5 points. It's just not my jam. But you're on the right side of it. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you. Don't get me wrong. You're on the right side of this, in my humble opinion. But 8.5 is just a lot for 2 teams that I don't really know. It's like herding cats with these teams. But that's what's up with the Get Down. All right, everybody, like and subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications. We're on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and we are taking the Ravens minus the 8.5. Thank you so much, Cameron Ross, for hanging out with us here at the Power Hour. I'll see you again next week.
All right, see you.
All right, bye. Okay, so last but not least, we have the college football rapid fire coming up with none other than Mr. Sean Higgs himself. What's up, Higgy?
Hello, herding cats. I love herding cats.
I swear I spend like most of my day herding cats, it feels like. So we're going to do the college football rapid fire. We're going to go through 5 games in about 5-ish minutes. And before we get started, I got to let you guys know about our promo. It's holiday. Head over to picksandparlays.net, find Sean Higgs, and use the promo code HOLIDAY. It's going to save you 20% off whatever you buy from Higgs, all right? So let's get this party started. I'm excited about it. I love a good freaking rapid fire. So we're going to start with some action on Saturday. We got Toledo minus 1.5 versus Ohio. The total on this one is a 55. Fire away.
Yeah, I wish we did rapid fire on Monday because I would have said let's take Ohio in 3.5, 4 points. It is basically down to a pick 'em. You know what? I still like the Ohio Bobcats here. Toledo 7-5 in the year. 11 games they were favored in. 11-12. The only game they weren't favored in when they got crushed by Ohio State. So no real loss there. But give me Ohio here. Toledo again 7-5 overall record, 11 times fave. They lost outright as a 10-point fave, a 15-point fave, a 7-point fave. So we'll dog it up here at a pick 'em. So a little plus 105 here. Take Ohio.
I love it. A little dog will do you. All right. So up next, we're talking UCF at Tulane. This is the AAC. This is where my Houston Cougars play. Tulane's minus the 4. I've cashed on the green quite a few times this season. We got a total of 57 here. What do you got going on with this one, Higgs?
Here's another money line winner on UCF. Let's go. What do you get at? So UCF beat Tulane already this year. Okay. So you're thinking revenge game. Tulane, look at us. We just beat Cincinnati, right? The big bad Bearcats, the king of the AAC. And then you had Central Florida nearly blow a 31-7 lead. We're trailing 39-38 against the 1-11 South Florida Bulls. So you got 2 teams that look like different directions, right? Team barely wins. Another one, huge upset. Well, I look at it as, big upset, revenge spot. Everybody's on Tulane. I don't know. Give me UCF, a little more championship experience, I like to coach a little bit more, believe it or not. Old SEC cat. So let's go 145 here. Money line Knights.
All right. What is it? The line is moving in the way of Tulane, which actually kind of makes me like UCF even better just because of what you said. Everyone's all high on Tulane right now after beating Cincinnati. Let's go. Let's take that plus money and run with it, people. Okay, Clemson and North Carolina in the ACC. Clemson's minus the 7.5. The total's 63 and a hook. What do you got?
Yeah. So where is Clemson here? How normally they're getting ready to
I'm like
go
South
into
Carolina, I think.
going to the playoffs, right? But not this year's team. No.
Mm-mm.
Huge upset by South Carolina, blitzed by them. The Notre Dame game. Give me the points here with North Carolina. It was 7.5, 8. It's been bouncing around. Okay, May hasn't been that well the last 2 starts for North Carolina, but on the season, 35 touchdowns, just 5 picks. And we've seen Wake, Notre Dame, South Carolina, Florida State. We've seen teams put up points on North Carolina, on Clemson. And how about the Clemson quarterback who I've been kicking this back at? Last year, the guy threw 9 touchdown passes. He threw for 99 yards last week. I don't know. Give me North Carolina here. Again, 2 losses in a row. I would like this if they're playing a little better. They win those games. This guy'd be in the Heisman talk, but I think it's going to the USC kid. But let's take the points here with the heels.
Lots of dog action. I love it. All right, Kansas State is at TCU. TCU minus 2.5 in the Big 12 championship. The total 62. A lot of people don't think TCU should be there. What do you think, Higgs? What do you got on this one?
Well, I mean, for them getting in the championship game or USC, they're talking about like, oh, they have to win. How? I don't see how these 2 guys could lose. If TCU loses, if USC loses, how are you leapfrogging a team that wasn't good enough to get in their championship game in here? I mean, come on. You can't put Ohio State still has 1 loss. They lost by 20-something at home. Get out of here. You're going to lose in the championship game. You get whatever. Well, give me the over here. One, we saw 28-10. K-State moving the ball, taking care of business, and then they had to go to a quarterback carousel. And the next thing you know, it's 38-28, and Duggan comes in and runs it up here. And that's, I think, the problem's going to be for Kansas State. They can't slow this guy down. He's going to get in it. He's going to put points on the board. K-State moves the ball. They moved on him before. We've seen TCU play these kind of crazy dogfight kind of games. But, I'm going to go over to 61-62 here, whatever it is. I think we'll see some points.
All right, let's see the points. LSU is at Georgia. This is the SEC championship. Georgia minus 17.5, and the total's 51 on this one. What do you got for this one?
Yeah, and again, this is like the to talk about like Michigan, like, oh, these teams don't have to win. Tell me Georgia doesn't want to win the SEC regular season championship. Of course these guys want to win here. And I think they're going to blitz these guys. I see them. This is an over for me. LSU couldn't stop. It was like a bunch of potatoes in a wet paper bag against A&M, who had 0 offense all year. Right. Georgia is going to mistake their way to mid-40s here. LSU will put up a couple points. I mean, 50 you see this total. What is this going to be, 30-0? Like, I don't see it. It has to be over by accident. This is like a 40 in NFL. It's got to get over by accident at 50.5 points here. I give me the point. Lay it here with Georgia too. You want Georgia, folks? So I got Georgia in the championship game too. I'm laying, I think 15. I know it's moved a little bit, but I think Georgia absolutely crushes these guys. I'm thinking like 45-17 or something along those lines.
Very nice. Very nice. So it opened at a 49.5. We're already at that 51.5. So it's definitely moving in the way of going over. Yeah. Also, everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications. The Picks and Parlay Power Hour is on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay, let's move into the NFL. We are talking the Chiefs -2 at the Bengals on Sunday. The total on this one is 53. How are we going to play it, Higgs?
Yeah, real football, not that World Cup football stuff. This is good football.
Costa Rica just scored again. It's 2-1 Costa Rica. Just when you said that, I looked up. They're all freaking out. Anyway, sorry. I'm watching real football right now.
Whatever. Anyway, let's talk KC Cincinnati. And I like the doggy here. Another money line play for the video Cincinnati. It was 3. It's down to 2.5. Now, Cincy won both games last year. So we're thinking, big revenge spot for Kansas City. And I understand that. I just... with Kansas City, you see a 3, it just looks way too easy. It just looks way too easy to take Kansas City here. And I thought about Kansas City at the opener. I'm like, boy, can I get a 2.5? And then it was 3 to 2.5. And at that point, it looks like Mixon might be back. Chase might be back here. And if it's going to come down to who has the ball last, we saw Cincinnati. Maybe they're rounded into their playoff shape here. And listen, it's basically a pick 'em in my eyes. I just think I'm going Cincinnati here. I know this is a tough one to do,
Yeah.
because I like Kansas City. I don't mind laying with Kansas City, but I don't know. Sometimes the team just has another team's number, and since he got him twice last year, I think they get him a third time here.
I don't think you're wrong. And I really think that number kind of says it all. Like you said, it just looks way too easy to take the Chiefs here. And, a lot of public
Right.
money is going to follow those Chiefs. So, number one offense in the land and all these kind of things. Then why only 2? Why wouldn't it be a 3, 3.5, 4?
Yep.
So I'm with you on this. Let's roll with the dog at home. We're going to go with the Bengals on the money line. Everyone, don't forget, if you're looking for Sean Higgs premium plays, head over to picksandparlays.net. Use that promo code right there. It's holiday, and it saves you 20% off the entire site. Don't forget, before you go, give us a like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. We're on every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Thanks so much for joining us on the Power Hour. Good luck, everybody. Have a great one.